Welcome to the final part of the journey, the second one.
So what will be the epic conclusion for this story mode?
We already
More
win the league.
football.
What's left?
The cup.
But we already won the
Yes.
cup.
Plus we got to fulfill. Well, plus we have to fulfill our fixtures. But yeah, because we've already won the thing, I'm just going to fast forward for as much of this as I can.
See, even you show how it doesn't really matter what's left.
Well, that's the thing, Jover. It's a formality, yeah, but you're still going to do it, otherwise you're going to get in trouble.
I know, it's just like, well, you know, the way it should go is proper climax and build up, boom, that's the end. Anything afterward just feels...
Jover, in football, sometimes teams do run away with the league.
So it's like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, with the fake endings.
At least we know when it's going to end. In our case, in the league Chelsea are in, it's after 38 games.
Do we really, Dwibs? Do we really? Or is it all just a fake illusion to give you a sense of control?
Go away, Morpheus.
Jover, the Matrix 4 isn't for another year or two.
I've been, you know, you really sound like you're looking forward to Matrix 4.
I mean, as long as it's not as dull as the third one, I'll be good.
I wonder how they're gonna explain Neo being alive again, unless he's not alive and it's a new one.
I mean, at worst, I can imagine Neo becoming like an AI, like integral part of the Matrix at this point, in order to patrol it and make sure it's running enough. I guess.
If Keanu Reeves could be in, and Alex Winters could be in the Bill and Ted sequel, then what?
Wait, we're doing a Bill and Ted sequel?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't feel the need of it being that necessary, I guess.
Well, let's just hope for the best.
Theo, think of it this way. Is anything in films necessary?
Depends, I guess. Bill and Ted is such a unique product that I'm not sure what to think about this necessity.
Oh, you could argue Bill and Ted wasn't necessary in the first place.
I don't know. It had definitely a meta value in terms of, how to make a movie and all.
What do you think, Shiroi?
Have you even seen Bill and Ted?
No.
Well, Shiroi, what do you think? Do you think movies in general are necessary?
Well, necessary, it's obviously a big word. They are consumable media tied to the amusement of the audience.
Now we're sounding like the Wachowskis.
Honestly, Dwibs, no, because this is, unlike Wachowskis, this is not make shit up. Movies are necessary only to an extent. If you feel like you get a decent amount of enjoyment on that more than other medias like books or video games, yes, in that kind of sense, they will be necessary for your free time, because it's your choice and all.
Interesting. It's interesting though, because only one of the Wachowskis is directing it. It's Lana. I think Lily's doing something else.
Interesting. Okay. I wonder if they're getting all the band back together.
Well, they're getting Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss, but so far no sign of Lawrence Fishburne.
Not actor-wise, but are we getting the guy who who was responsible for stunts and special effects of Reloaded? The guy who went to make his own animated movie, Killer Bean Forever.
Oh God!
I don't know.
That would be amazing. Also, I wonder, are they going to get Keanu Reeves to shave, or are they going to have him come in as
he shaved for Bill and Ted.
The sequel?
Yeah. So I gotta wonder, he has to grow the beard again for John Wick 4, but John Wick 4 and Matrix 4 are being released around the same time, so...
So how is he
gonna... They're going to have to CGI the beard away.
Yeah, like with Superman in Justice League.
let me check actually. John Wick 4 is slated to release on May 21st, 2021.
Uh-huh.
Matrix 4, May 21st, 2021.
The same month. Oh my God.
Like no, Joe, even better. The same day.
The same day. Again, like I said, I knew that, but so that's when I'm interested to know about the production. If Keanu Reeves has to shave for Neo, or what is this?
I've heard this before.
Oh,
It's one of the building mode musics from The Sims.
cute.
So, okay, so May 21st, 2021 is gonna be Keanu Reeves
Keanu
days.
Reeves Day.
Versus himself.
And,
Warner
okay,
Bros. Versus Lionsgate.
one version where he is shaved and, well,
But again, Joe, we don't know if he's gonna shave for Neo.
Oh god, Warner Brothers, don't CGI out beards again. Look what happened last time we tried that.
And hey, honestly, when he's bearded, he looks all the more like Jesus Christ, so it's all the more fitting.
Alright, who's next?
And there's another league going on.
So how was the Bill and Ted sequel anyway?
It has to come out yet, Joe.
There's been 2 released so far. The
Dijon
upcoming one's the
SEO.
3rd.
Uh-huh.
Still got a bit to do, but this is promising. To take the lead. It's a fast start here. They deserve that goal. They'd be the better team.
Which actually reminds me instead, speaking instead of sequels, but in this case, that already came out and will stay on to this game. So I take that FIFA 19 is gonna be the conclusion of the journey of Alex Hunter and his merry band of friends, correct?
Yeah, the next game's gonna be the last one with this particular group.
Instead, starting with FIFA 20, they introduced a mod similar to FIFA Street, sorta.
Yeah, it's got different rules. It's got a different style even from the and you can choose how many players you want. So whether you can have whether you want the wall surrounding the pitch or not.
But it's not another type of story mode. Instead, it's just another mode.
There is a story mode in it, but you can do the thing with or without it.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess there may be some interested to see how it goes.
So guys,
Yeah.
regarding Bill and Ted 2, that movie's already been out.
Oh, it's
No,
been?
Joe Bell's not about Bill and Ted 3.
Yeah, apparently me and Tia were running off with the belief that the movie we were talking about that's supposed to come out is Bill and Ted 2, but no, Bill and Ted 2's been out since 1991.
I've been completely out of the loop then.
Apparently there already was the questionably necessary sequel made, and this movie that's being made is the 3rd one. Apparently it's been in the works since 2010.
But I guess in between then, Keanu Reeves' star power was.
Weren't those the years where he was very young, still very young, and he was in Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Yeah, I think... Oh, I got it. 2010s will be known as the decade when Keanu Reeves had to reinvent himself after The Matrix kind of dragged his career a bit.
Well, if you know anything about Keanu Reeves' backstory, where he was born, his childhood, how he grew up, his career and his personal life, the guy had an incredibly hard life. So around these last couple of years, him actually getting some positivity and respite out of all of this is more wholesome than it needs to be.
Absolutely. Again, everyone thought he would just be defined by his whoa in Matrix, and well, I have to admit that.
I'm 47 running.
Yeah,
that's
and I'll admit
something
that would have been a terrible fate, but no, that man took destiny by the horns, wrangled it, and voila, John Wick.
Dwibs, you saw Toy Story 4, right?
No.
Oh, you did it? You saw it, Jova?
Who, me?
I have.
Oh, Shiri. Keanu Reeves, I know, plays a Canadian toy in that movie.
Wait,
Did
really?
You happen to know? Apparently, he's like this motorcycle guy.
Huh.
I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the movie, nor in English for that matter, so I don't know how he performs there.
And hey, Keanu Reeves is going to be in the new upcoming SpongeBob movie.
What? You know, honestly, it just figures at this point. For every SpongeBob movie, they're gonna get an incredibly big name
star,
here, though.
yeah.
Like, let's see, for the first one, it was David Hasselhoff.
of
For the
course.
second one, it was Antonio freaking Banderas as the villain of all things. And now, Keanu Reeves.
Which reminds me of another thing, Jova, since by the time of this recording, the trailer, in continuing our perplexities after the Dark Phoenix ending of for the X-Men Fox saga, they're about to release the New Mutants. So of course they produced a trailer recently. So I did some digging about the production again of the movie. Apparently, Antonio Banderas was supposed to be scriptured to be, post-credit scene villain, because they wanted to make a trilogy out of the New Mutants, but apparently that has been reshot. Though now that they are confirmed that they're using the original shooting for
Oh
the movie, I
God.
wonder if he's still in or not. Again, now I'm definitely curious to see, but hold on.
I think
18 reference?
Wrong reference. Yes.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he is like 18, 19, 17, so...
If you want to reference the 18, why don't you reference Mr. T then?
Just don't reference the movie.
Yeah, the movie, just no.
Oh dear.
But yeah, now your bonding with Mueller is complete. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's quite a media circus.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know
Why,
what's...
Dwibs?
What?
Between the last part of this, did you just pick the season of themes that trigger PTSD in us?
I mean, to mess with you guys.
What is next? What is this next? That theme from Faith and Strife?
Well, guys...
thank you very much, Tio.
Guys...
Yes.
Well, honestly... I've just gotten used to that theme not being the bane of my existence because it's used actually well in... Actually, I was gonna say... Actually, I was going to say thanks to investigations too.
But anyway, thanks for the league. Time for the League Cup final.
Are we going to make a... Oh. Dino Senpai.
We'll win the extra cup for the extra good ending.
This is why we love this game so much, and why we give our lives to it.
It's so inspiring.
It has been your passion.
I'm not gonna see him again.
No.
No!
Destiny.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you do in this game, he's gone in the next one.
But he's smiling down upon us from up in the sky.
He's not dead, he's just not there. I mean, they do
He's been copyrighted out of the game.
No!
They do make reference to it, but that's about it.
He's just there in the background, like...
No, as in he's gone from the club.
Yeah.
Anyway, Paris Saint-Germain against LOSC Lille.
This is it, the grand finale.
With horribly looking in the color shoes.
Blind the other team.
Yeah, totally.
Orange Villodrome.
It means orange stadium.
Yes, you're right.
You have carnival/circus themes. You couldn't go for the one from Sonic 3.
Nah, again, I just wanted to mess with you guys.
To be honest, it has been a while since Jova used it to introduce Big Top, I guess.
I wanted a little bit of payback.
Thank you, your warmth is so welcome.
The irony is that I'm actually not traumatized by it because I've heard it used in good sense.
Oh, Jova, you're just giving me another idea.
What?
Let me see. Like Final Fantasy 13 2 Chocobo theme.
Wow, I feel pity for whoever is to listen to that.
You.
Yeah, right.
That one's actually funny though.
Knowing my luck, I'll probably have BRB'd by the time that song plays.
Oh, I forget.
On the far side of the ground, you could get wet if it rained, but they've made some improvements and really good ones too.
So anyway, League Cup final time. Well, this is it, the biggest game of our season. Why not? We already won the league with like 2 or 3 games to spare, so this is one where we're actually not guaranteed to win at the start of the match.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And because it's a special match, we're going to be watching it in its entirety.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
It is the finale, after all.
So I hope you're sitting or lying comfortably.
Why we shouldn't, Dwibs?
Well, we never, I don't know. What if you could be having a spiked seat challenge for all I know?
I'm not going to be uncomfortable.
If there's anything that I've learned about learning how do you other guys use your PCs to, you know, do this kind of thing, I'm practically the only one who's using a regular PC and sitting on a chair.
Yeah. Or it might be.
You're right. I'm not sitting on a chair.
Maybe a slightly lesser extreme. You guys are having acupuncture therapy for something.
Of course,
Oh,
that's the
God,
best
I hate
moment to have
needles.
acupuncture, when I'm watching a video of a guy playing football.
Oh, if you hate needles, Shirai, I wonder how good you are with shots.
Oh, I'm terrible.
Well, hopefully you're not like my sister. Hopefully you're not like my sister who has to be held down.
I'm afraid the Shirai shots are not an easy thing to do. Even the most skilled nurses can fuck up with those.
Gee, that's very comforting to know, Tio.
Dwibs, in that kind of sense, the best kind of action is to man up and actually, you know, take the damage at worst. It's not like they're gonna inject you with a disease or something, but in a sense of that, they may cause you just a bit of, you know, minor inflammation. That's it.
Tio, isn't a shot literally filled with a dead virus or disease, actually?
Well, okay, that's a definition, Jova. I get what with shot you mean vaccine, because with shot we tend to include every type of every time you need to inject someone with a syringe.
Okay, then.
I think in America they call them all shots as a collective, don't you?
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
If we have to say specifically refer to the vaccines, we just call them vaccines.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things I've been told and I'll never forget is when you go for blood tests, you'll either have the best nurse in the world or somebody who's basically the equivalent of a butcher.
Oh yeah,
pretty much what they said. Again, that is the idea. Like even the best skilled nurse can just potentially just not enter your vein and yep, you're fucked.
Let's just say
I'm 25 in-game minutes in, and so far I have not scored.
Again, Dwibs, I'm convinced, I think that I said in one of the previous parties, that in those particular matches, like the mid-season or the end one, or one important to the plot, the difficulty seems to be stacked on a specific level. You cannot, even if you change it, it's not altering that much.
I can't choose my way through it, you mean?
Just to give you a decent amount of challenge, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's mainly the goalkeeper's on his A game, or I miss.
And then I shot the ball and I missed.
And there you go.
Well, that's what I get for perseverance. You score eventually.
Wait, it wasn't really Alex, it was Yogurt Man this time around.
Well, it's part of our strike partnership, so...
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, regarding blood tests, it helps to have good veins. I'm lucky on that one, and even still sometimes nurses can miss, but yeah.
That depends on a lot of things. On a normal circumstances, just your body constitution.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have a situation while your muscle tissue are so pumped up that major veins are hidden, so we have to literally play, you know, blind and say, okay, let's try here.
Yep, and then if they miss, they gotta try again.
I haven't had to have a blood test yet.
Wow.
Here's a PSA for you kids. Do your checkups regularly.
I'm quite
there's
lucky
our
with
health
my
lecture
condition.
from Nurse Tio.
Sorry, Dwibs?
I was just going to say, and that, ladies and gentlemen, was our health lecture from Nurse Tio.
Pretty sure even Jova's mother will say the same.
And she's a doctor.
But I'm quite lucky with my condition in that my veins are very visible because of how my skin tone works. So that isn't an issue.
Okay then.
Well, I mean, with my
time to score.
even with my skin tone, it's easy to find the blue vein.
Boop. And now
football.
Let the scores pile upon one another now.
Well, I think it's still relevant, Shiro. In order to keep peak musical conditions, even football players need to perform checkups even more regularly than other people.
Oh, bad tackling.
They're also used for, of course, the obligatory drug tests.
Yeah, like if you found in
Dwibs,
football.
what are you doing again? Oh, okay.
He nearly had the goalie run through
You
with
need
that
to
one.
stop using the goalkeeper to goalie Roy Jenkins.
Well, it's fun.
My
I
uncle was
guess.
actually a therapist for rugby teams.
That and I like to make a fool of the opposition.
Of course, it's the last thing they would expect.
Has there ever been a recorded time in history where the goalie has actually tried that?
Yes, I
Yeah.
did ask these in a previous part of Java, yes, and we've responded positively.
But there
Wow.
have been times where the keeper could score from his own box.
If the shot is powerful enough, yes.
Or, well, the last time I heard, it was a combination of his shot and the wind.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been embarrassing for the other
In
goalie.
fact, Dwibs, I forgot what's the specific name of that program that you particularly have in America and UK that makes fun at the fuck-ups during football matches. But in my country's version of it, one common thing to do is when a player tosses the ball with way too much power, like he's near the goalkeeper.
My shots haven't been hitting the target often enough this season.
When they're near the goal, the opponent's goal, but they toss the ball so much with their feet that it like propels itself too much out or with too much velocity, they use like a cannonball sound effect.
My shots haven't been hitting the target often enough.
Leaves, like we said it for the entire run, it is encouragement.
It's bullshit. That's what it is.
Constructive
It's not
criticism.
Well, to be fair, Dwibs, it is a record of your accuracy, and yeah, not all your shots have been hitting.
In this match, throughout the season, they've been accurate.
You've missed a few.
Match,
Whatever. This is the last part anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
And there's another score goal.
Assisted
See,
by Mueller, nonetheless.
That's accurate enough, isn't it?
There, do better, and the feedback will be better.
Also, nice little bit of detail. Depending on what country you're in, the FIFA billboards will change language.
Yeah.
I
Still a bit.
I can't really read French, but
again, my French is super rusty, but can still understand the specific word.
I take more Spanish than French.
They give you choice between France, France, Spain, or Germany, but not my country. What is this monarchy?
Maybe in FIFA 19.
Wait, although to be honest, didn't you say Dwibs that at least around the time of making this game or FIFA 19? EA had problems with a couple of teams, naming teams, including Juventus.
No, that was FIFA 20.
Oh, so it's FIFA 20 that has it, and they couldn't name it because if it was like that, I could have understood why we didn't include it, the country because we say, where are these teams that we can name properly? So let's not, let's resolve the problem, cut the problem to the root.
Well, yeah, you can thank Konami for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, remember the
Konami
competition.
got exclusive rights to a couple of the teams.
Yeah, the competition with PES with Java means that it's a kind of a back and forth thing. Either EA or Konami tends to get exclusive rights, with each switch around the years to specific team. So the competition has to, go around that by naming the equivalent team, the team that the others have exclusivity on, naming it with a different name. Sometimes very generically, because they don't have creativity.
On their game today, the other very off colour. Anticipated the direction of the pass and was able to intervene.
Oh, well, no, that was...
Well, I'm sure that shot was God now.
No, it probably hit a satellite.
I'm not seeing... Oh, there goes HBO again, then.
No, we've lost Sky, no.
But I forgot. I wonder, what's the major television channel for France? Damn it! All those years of watching the cartoons on David Cage's game, and I didn't learn what's the major channel in France.
I know, right?
Let me check. You'll screw typing. I'll just ask Google verbally. What is France's major television station?
And the managers decided for a change of personnel.
TF1.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
I guess Télévision François France 1.
One, I guess.
It's onion.
Yeah.
Un, deux, trois.
No. Dwibs. It's called. The vocal is contracted in a specific way. On. It's a mixture between O and U. I know it's weird.
Although I have been learning some different days of the week in different languages thanks to my scourges through the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
I know a few days of the week in French, German, and Dutch.
Ah.
The Dutch one is the hardest to try and say.
It's interesting how, well, the English language tends to have them, but only very partially. Oh, Jesus Christ, Dwibs, I can't with the chopping legs.
Did I get blown up?
Yeah, the referee didn't blew the whistle, whatever.
And he scored another goal off of it.
It's played to the whistle. Who do you think I am? Sheffield United?
I don't get the reference, so I guess it's a case where it happened.
Basically, I'll explain the context. There was a match recently in the Premier League. And there was a player who, a player scored a goal because he ran through the defence because for some reason they thought he was offside and decided to just stop moving even though the ref hadn't blown his whistle.
That must have been embarrassing.
They were actually upset about that. Well, I can't describe them any other way than that they were idiots. You were told in school to play to the whistle. If you did doing that in football, it's like you're asking pretty much to get scored against.
Basically, Jova, unlike I think it's an opposite kind of thing with the English language. The English language. Only has the days of a weekend, referencing planets or celestial corpse with Saturday and Sunday, but my country language instead is kind of the opposite. All the normal week day are referenced after planets, but the Saturday and Sunday instead have religious terms. Saturday is reference to Sabbath, and instead the Sunday instead comes from Latin. Basically, it's Latin that means Day of Lord because my country is super Catholic and all.
6-0. Boy, it's a highly competitive match.
Wait, actually, have we gone up against this team before?
Possible.
Well, yeah, Joe, but it's possible. If you're in the cup, you can get drawn against anybody.
Oh God! Imagine if this is a team that you beat.
And it's all over.
Wow! You literally have to.
Getting another hat trick. Even to the last, Hunter gets to get another ball for his collection.
Amazing.
Hunter's scream terrorizes even France. It's a we called Bruce Willis.
I wonder what they would call Alex Hunter.
The Hunter of Trophies.
Yeah,
the terror from the north.
In fact, I'm going to ask. So what did you say, Joe? The Hunter of Trophies?
Yes.
Okay. What is the Hunter of Trophies in French?
Ooh.
Here we are.
Type it in, Dwibs. My French pronunciation is better than yours.
What she said.
Google just said it.
Yay! That cup looks very transparent.
Amazing, isn't it?
Well, I think it might actually be transparent in reality.
Les chasseurs de trophées. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it looks very transparent. What the fuck we did with the model? It's like a ghost cup.
Wow.
Although, I think
they need to replicate like the crystal.
Oh my god, it's invisible!
Yeah, but it looks invisible in a lot of shots. So you just fucked up with the model. That's it.
Apparently, maybe that's what the trophy looks like in real life.
I retire every good thing that I said about this game. 0 out of 10. Fuck you.
Culminating here in putting their name on the roll of honor for the French Cup.
The coup de France.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Oh, some replays. Yeah, the magical moments. But still, Dwibs, you need to improve your accuracy at the very end.
I scored a hat trick!
Well, Dwibs, that doesn't mean you scored every time you shot at them.
Sometimes, Dwibs, you just cannot score.
And like these developers can't develop.
It's like, yeah, we know how this goes through. Line up for the photo.
I mean, seriously, I mean, how did scoring a hat trick mean I'm not being accurate?
Well, again, you missed other shots. That's just a fact of life, kiddo.
How many of them compared to like the ones I have scored?
Well, Dwibs, accuracy percentage is just that. It calculates how many shots you've won and how many shots you've missed. Would you look at that? Mr. Alex Hunter pots another one.
Thanks, Dan. Yes.
Alex, another season has come to
Complete with the inspirational music.
to pass more quickly than the last.
Oh, Tina, we're gonna miss you.
We really are, man.
Alex, I should be thanking you. Without the difference
Damn
you have made
it.
to us this season,
I don't want to get emotional with an EA Sports game. What are you doing?
I can't believe it. They actually managed to do this.
it's great working with you again, Dina. The pleasure.
I swear I did not know when I picked that option. I swear I didn't know
there
Dina
he
wasn't
goes
going to be
into
in
the
the next
sunset,
game.
never to be seen again. It's Chuck Cunningham syndrome.
I'm back in Britain.
Back in the UK, actually, lives.
Britain, UK, same thing.
Hey, Mom, so I guess we're over the whole you lying to me about my childhood thing and about me having a sister.
They kind of just dropped it.
Yeah. Again, that's the thing. One particular thing with this story has weird in terms of mechanics. When some cutscenes just end abruptly and never brought up again, like that infamous scene with Danny and Grandpa getting sucked into a void, and it's built up as if it's a horror scene or something.
I
but
know.
That goes nowhere.
Maybe EA genuinely thought people wouldn't care this much.
Well,
I can imagine that, especially considering the audience is so big. It includes people from all generations. So I guess they needed to structure the story to be, accessible.
It
to
doesn't.
Possible.
It
But
does
again,
still feel
I'll
like a
explain more in
story
the final
issue.
thoughts because again, honestly, for all that I can say this. But at least it seems that similar to the previous game, this one seems to be having a nice conclusion. At Burger King, I guess.
We're back in America.
Diner.
Yeah. Oh, he's making the grandpa meeting his
Other
unofficial
grandchild.
daughter. Yeah. Oh my god, her face, it looks horrible.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Aww, ain't that a feels good moment?
Dad didn't talk about you much, but didn't stop me finding out everything I could. Jim Hunter, brave as a lion. Excellent.
Is it true you kept having to redo your free kick because you kept missing?
Also, bye Adidas.
No.
I hope that's not a...
What, a ring? Oh, it is a ring!
Jesus Christ, seriously?
Wow.
It's your first time meeting her. You can go through the steps, Grandpa.
Besides, she's underage.
What do you think?
No, not that, Dwibs. Jesus Christ.
He knows he's joking.
I thought you meant.
Sure.
Oh,
You fought
I thought you were
Dwibs.
joking, Dwibs.
Sure. It's Dwibs.
I have too much faith in
Okay,
people.
no, let me say this. I don't know how it is for other countries, but here there is some sort of tradition of passing the wedding rings from generation to generation.
What's this? An unknown caller?
I wonder who could this be?
We here only really give jewelry to people who are in.
Wait, and it ends like this?
Wait.
It's like
no.
It's like the soprano. You just cut.
Actually, Tio, no, it's not like the Sopranos.
Wait, that wasn't the end. There's more.
Alex Hunter will be invited at the EA initiative.
The Smash Bros.
Yes.
Alex Hunter.
Honest, I would say but Sakurai again can make a moveset out of a rock, so I can easily imagine him coming up with a football soccer moveset for a character like Alex.
Well, I do think that the final character needs to be somebody completely unexpected.
The thing is, well, to be honest here, by the time we'll make this public,
Villanova.
we'll probably know already the identity, so apologies to the audience for this.
Yeah, I know who you are, Miss.
Hello?
Miss Villanova.
Villanova?
No.
Beatrice Villanova.
What can I help you with, Miss Sorry, B.
I'll get straight to the point. I'd like to talk to you about your future. As a player, as a person, as an icon.
As a superhero.
Miss B, are you trying to seduce me?
Support that a player of your caliber deserves. Frankly, if you were my client, you'd be a Real Madrid player.
Don't remind us.
Oh.
Talk about all this face to face. You pick the city, I pick the restaurant.
Alex is scoring, and in more ways than one.
Yeah. And I guess that's it. That was abrupt.
That's the ending, apparently.
I guess we're gonna meet Miss Beatrice in the next game.
Yeah. So that was the Journey Hunter Return. So final thoughts, guys.
It was definitely a great step up from the original FIFA The Journey game. Like, we had a lot of complaints about the original story. Not that it was terrible or anything, but that it had a lot of missed potential. This one picks up on that potential. Okay, first off, though, some critiques, though. A lot of the stuff in the story does get dropped off and never picked up, or worse, some scenes get ended way too abruptly without any proper payoff. Like, even the very last ending bit of this felt, like, incredibly abrupt in the ending here. It's like, oh, Alex gets a great call, boop, that's it, over. Or that scene where we think our grandpa, something bad may have happened to him, but no, it turns out he's just fine. We just had to end that scene abruptly on that incredibly dark note. Holy cow. That said, though, the improvements are nice. For one thing, they actually do interesting things with the characters here. Like, you would have thought, oh, Alex will just stick with his agent because he's a well-meaning guy, but no, you actually get the choice to fire him for his numerous screw-ups in there. Heck, the fact that Gareth Walker was legit in trying to warn us about the guy is still mind-blowing. I think with the most...
apparently we're never gonna see him again. Again, the Gareth's villain decay is complete in this game. He switches from main villain to basically be the last obstacles towards Danny's career, and Danny's out of a picture. Jesus.
Yeah. Almost a bit of a shame, which is funny because in terms of guys who were bastards in the first game, Alex's father gets quite a lot of character development here, like to the point where I honestly wonder if he might be the better of Alex's two parents because, holy cow, there's quite a bit of baggage now with Alex and his mom pretty much hiding almost 20 years worth of, oh, you have a sister from him. Holy cow. And his father actually gets to turn out to be a decent guy who legit does want to help out his son here and there. Unless FIFA 19 retcons it and that he was secretly using this as a long-running plan. Oh god, can you imagine?
I'm not sure about that one, actually. I haven't fully beaten the story.
I'm just hoping that they don't, but I doubt they would. But yeah, like I said, Alex's father gets a nice bout of good character development here. Like, I mean, I think what helps this game is like, well, there's more of a presence on the emphasis of how much the story actually impacts things. Heck, apparently your performance can potentially impact the story too, especially in Danny's case, where it sounds like he's pretty much on his last legs career-wise until you choose whether or not to build his career up from the ashes or just quit. It's quite immersive. Heck, you even get a match where you play as Alex's long-lost sister here, provided that you show up for the game, which I'm glad you did. And apparently that will be expanded on even more in the next game, since apparently will have not one, but 3 campaigns to play through.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how that works exactly, whether you just do bit by, you just do one person, then another, and you just choose the order, or what? I don't know.
I guess
it's like in GTA 5, the camera pans out, and then it switches back. And we see Danny only when in his boxers riding near a fountain.
Oh god, wouldn't that be funny? But yeah, I'll admit, this has actually gotten me looking forward to FIFA 19. Like, well, whereas with the first game, while I was okay with it, this one I can say I actually enjoyed the story. Not enough for me to want to buy the game necessarily, but it definitely is very intriguing.
And like I think I mentioned it somewhere else, if not in this run, FIFA games with the passing of years tend to become extremely cheap because they are sold in such huge quantities. So I'm pretty sure that right now you can pick up both FIFA 17 and FIFA 18 for a very cheap price if you're really curious to actually try the story mode yourselves.
Probably even FIFA 19 by the time of this recording.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll admit, I enjoyed this story. Okay, who's next?
I'll go next. Honestly, yeah, I really appreciate this game. I forgot what my specific fan thoughts for FIFA 17 were, but to be honest, despite being severely flawed, it was still to me a decent start for this kind of experiment that EA was trying to do. I don't know how it worked for the NBA games. I guess we'll see it eventually. But for this one, with this game, you can definitely feel the improvements, the evolution that the story and the gameplay integration with it do. There are more diverse stuff. Your choices do matter, even the ones of the previous game. There are crucial points now where things change drastically, but not too much, just so that it's more convenient for filming the cutscenes and all. And they, of course, despite the couple of hiccups, like again the cutscenes are interrupting abruptly, and some of the themes being it's not a more hiccup, but it's more of a thing that the themes treated are definitely treated in a mature way and deal with particularly grave issues. Parental abandonment, dysfunctional family in general, the loss of friendship, even your potential career not going. I do believe that the story can be picked up by anyone, including the younger generation, and Alex can become an inspiring figure for a protagonist for this kind of story. And while as a sports story, it's still relatively simple, the classic movie sports story. I kind of like the fact that it's built to be relatable to the viewer. This is one case where it's best for it to be like this. This is not the kind of game that it's like a deep deconstruction of the sport in this kind of case. This is perfectly serviceable as it is, and I actually like that. I can respect that. I don't think it sounds a bit silly, like this, but it's a thing that I think should be, taking a bit of time to appreciate like this. Again, the new things introduced, like switching characters, playable characters. You being thrown in a situation with Danny that potentially is completely throwing out of your comfort zone, where you need to pick up the pace. Of course, it all matters only if you actually get good and play the game. So if you're good already, thanks to training with Alex, you should be, able to pick up Danny's career. But it's up to you. Again, choice and all. And a taste of things to come with Alex's sister, which we'll see more in the future. Again, yeah, if I had to say, Another potential critique is that, unfortunately, unlike with similar to a lot of games of this generation, some official models, particularly Alex's sister, are iffy, to say the least. It's a problem with mocap, but I'm pretty sure the actress has the actors have no real fault in this. It's just the way technology is. I can only hope with the next generation of console things will improve, but for the purpose of this and the story mode, it is a thing. But it's not like it does affect the story, it just causes a Canny Valley to watch, unfortunately. But still, at the end of the day, I really appreciate this story. I like the way it's evolving, and I actually am curious to see what the future will unfold for Alex, Danny, and Alex's sister. Sorry if I keep forgetting the name, but we'll see how it happens in
Kim.
FIFA 19. Yes, Livs?
Kim's name is the sister.
Thank you, Kim. Alright, Shirai.
It was definitely an improvement over the first game story, which was...
The story?
Well, yeah, it was pretty basic, and... Sorry. I kind of, I do understand it to an extent, because they'd never done anything like this before, but still to see it now, it is definitely a big improvement despite the flaws it does have, like introducing plot points and then dropping them, which is probably its biggest issue from well, in my opinion anyway. But they really did it feels more, I guess,
Genuine?
Yeah, genuine / sincere. You know, like they
Yeah.
actually they're putting this out pretty straight, and I can appreciate that.
I think I get what you mean. It's like, well, the original felt like they felt obligated, as in, like, well, it was a requirement just to add in something new, whereas this one feels like an actual honest-to-goodness effort to implement story. Not because it has to be, but because they actually want it to be.
Like, maybe they got a good enough response to the to part 1, essentially, to warrant them putting in this effort, and I hope it continues for the third and final installment, I guess. And also, the only other thing I really have to say is I do apologize on behalf of my town. They're all a bunch of assholes, clearly.
In this universe.
In this universe, yes. So I apologize. All right, Dwibs?
Yeah, like you guys said, I enjoyed this one a lot more than the original. And that there's more to it, really. That's the main thing. There's more to it. Plus, there's the new additions of the key decisions that actually affect where the story can, well, not necessarily go, but who's in it. Yeah, because I got rid of Agent Klotz and that. sorry, not Klotz. Sorry, I've been watching Dog too much. Klotz.
You know what that means? Gareth Walker gave good advice on getting rid of him, which Alex ends up following. So, would you say that Gareth Walker?
In the third game with Danny.
Oh, so Gareth will be back in the third game.
No, not Gareth. He's gone. The agent, I mean.
The agent. Basically, they found a way potentially to still have him in the game.
Yeah. Apparently, he's learned nothing.
Well,
well, depends. We'll have to see.
But yeah, overall, yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot more than the other one. So that was FIFA: The Journey 2. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for the concluding game.
The epic conclusion.
Yes, the FIFA 19: The Journey Champions.
Alex Hunter versus the world.
Oh yeah.
Well, and along with his sister and his friend.
And his merry band. Yes. See ya.
See ya.